Okay then, Helldivers, we are back and we have got a lot to go over today, as we've now got our success message come through from Helldivers Major Order. We managed to complete that one late last night and we're awaiting our next move. So where's the storyline going to go? We'll have to wait and see. But until then, we've got some talks with regards to the shop and the way that it could be changing from Mitchimus, as well as some more talks about the minigun, as you guys have reached into Helldivers 1 for the MGX-42 Mark III. And this could be an interesting venture, to say the least. And finalizing with something that you guys just need to see. With that being said, if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And make sure you check out our sponsor, Instant Gaming, the platform where you can get your video games cheaper for PC and consoles, with the best deals, offers, promotions and discounts, all running up to 70% off. It's a no-brainer. There's some dirt cheap games over there right now. Links in the description to get your games a bit cheaper today. With that being said, let's dive into the game and see what it is that's happening, as we've now got our success message coming from the latest major order, as we have now eradicated the Illuminate from their 6 attacks. Our defense is strong and we have got a lot to move forward to. It states right here that the Illuminate have been forced to pay a heavy toll for their merciless campaign of terror. The Helldivers killed vast swaths of the bloodthirsty alien species, sending a message of what is to come should they choose to continue their aggression. Additionally, innumerable voteless were freed from their twisted existence. Specimens of voteless and Illuminate both have been delivered to the Ministry of Science for further study. Forensic pathologists have already made progression in discovering the means by which the voteless are created. The DNA of the voteless has been altered, interspliced with unfamiliar proteins that match those found in Illuminate corpses. Their brains, meanwhile, are heavily damaged in areas associated with cognitive dissonance. The Illuminate likely sought to assert control over our citizens with anti-democratic brainwashing, and the resulting dissonance caused permanent damage to their minds. These actions cannot be forgiven, and our citizens will not be safe until every last Illuminate is hunted down and eliminated. So where is it we go next with this? We'll have to wait and see. Meridia is still a filthy dark purple black hole, and this little wormhole is going to have some movements hopefully going into the next couple of weeks. We still have the gloom hovering over the Terminid sector, and the bots are still botting. There's loads of things happening right now, but with no major order to boot, what is it you guys could be doing next? Well, at the moment, Martail has got a 0% rate on growth, meaning that the resistance is so low we can take this one really quickly. At the moment, it's got no planets around it that are owned by any automatons, so we can clear this one off and defeat down the sector of the Andromeda sector very fast. So until the next major order comes, I would recommend heading over to there, although we do have a defense mission right now on Chewie. So make sure you pick over on what you could do, and Sirius right now is the planet for the Illuminate, with a level 6 enemy invasion and thousands of you guys still enjoying the fight over there. So that is a very interesting one, with a successful extract of 5 rare samples as your personal order. This could be a very easy 24-hour period, as we're not likely to have a new major order come through until later on tonight at least. But looking into the back end of Helldivers 2 and what it is that's happening right now, we know that there are going to be reworks to how the shop actually operates. Now, we know full well that there were some systematic problems during the kill zone crossover, and everybody has been talking about that over the Christmas period. And since everybody is away from the Arrowhead Studios and slowly making their return over the next week or so, there will be some changes that are made. And the fact that they're looking at complete reworks on how the shop operates overall is quite concerning, although at the same time quite intriguing. Could be interesting to see what it is that we could find. But something that you guys have been wanting to find for a while is the minigun, and actually somebody pointed out with nearly 9,000 upvotes on Reddit that it's right there. It's actually applicable right now because it's already on the mech. So how can that be systematically moved onto an actual Helldiver? We have no idea. They're looking at loads of different ways of working it right now. Johan Peterstead has been talking about how they can interpret having a backpack utilized to a minigun with the belt running through and utilizing it as one unit. it could be an interesting venture, but for right now, you'll have to cool down that mech and you have access to your minigun as you please. But people have really been running with this one, as the minigun conversation has been going wild. The Gatling gun is already a big talk, and people have been talking about this. How about some expendable superposed load gun for super patriots? This right here is the imagery for the MGX-42 machine gun Mark III, and this is already in Helldivers 1. It has a cooldown of 120 seconds, activation time of 3 seconds, and is a fire rate above the rest. This thing looks absolutely incredible, and the gameplay that you'll see on screen is coming from HD1 itself. It looks very, very intriguing, and for me personally, this could be an absolutely demonic weapon if utilized correctly. The difference between HD1 and HD2, though, is the way that the functionality works. Seems to be a little bit more on the realistic scale when it comes to HD2. So in HD1, you're actually able just to stand there and fire this bad boy into oblivion, although it's quite an old mechanic movement. So likelihood is we could see this weapon come through the works at some stage, as HD1 has implemented a lot of their mechanics through to HD2 and just altered the way that it works systematically. And I think this could be an intriguing one. If you guys want to go ahead and see this, then please do let me know via the comment section below. I think that this weapon could be absolutely incredible if utilized correctly, and the MGX-42 machine gun could be your next hard hitter. Because the way that this looks, this does look like it could be one of those disposable ones, almost like an EAT or a commando. We could utilize this one quite bloody nicely if they implemented it correctly. And it seems that there are some Helldivers out there that need to be liberated, as this post has received 12,000 upvotes stating, "Helldivers, please listen, I don't have much time. Super Earth are lying to you. We are in a simulation. None of this is real. Drive out of the AO and you'll see for yourself." And somebody actually managed to make it to World's End. That's right, we are not in actual planets. There is an end that you can get to, and it's a steep cliff, to say the least. This was a hilarious clip, and it managed to receive nearly 12,000 upvotes from you guys, as you all are now in the simulation. Let me know what you guys are thinking to this one, and if you've managed to hit the end of the world yet. It was a hilarious one. I thought it was pretty damn cool. So, yeah. Traitors detected. Make sure we head over. We've got some liberating to do. And a massive, massive trailer that has done so bloody well. And I don't even know how this one came to be, but this is probably one of my more favorite Arrowhead-esque styled Helldivers videos for that fan art degree, as they have an Arcane intro. Now, I'm not going to play it for obvious reasons. The actual copyright of this one would hammer me into next week, but nonetheless, if you want to check it out, the link is down in the description. It is such a cool watch, and it was probably one of my favorites that I have seen just yet, as I'm a massive fan of Arcane. Yeah, I know. I've got that nerd side for League of Legends as well. This looks very, very cool, and a massive shout out to them. I just thought it could do with a bit of a push. Anywho, moving into your top comments right now, you guys have been going in big time with some absolutely ginormous messages, really, really theory crafting with some of the stuff that you want to see inside of the game. Although this first one right here is quite a simplistic one, but yet the most liked. It states, ultra heavy armor with the minigun. You mean a Patriot exosuit? Yeah, I know, we've literally just gathered over that one, and I think that actually you guys could really enjoy that while we wait for the full minigun to eventually make its way through, as I think that we're going to be looking at Q2, Q3, and if we're really unlucky, Q4 before we see anything with regards to that. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of work to actually get the minigun to come to play to the game. So I think that it's about time that we probably put down that consensus and picked up the Patriot exosuit in the meantime. Nonetheless, this next one states right here, I've said it once, but I'll say it again. Stratagems need a minor and major modifier perk system, and something that customizes them slightly, even if they come with positives and negatives to using them, like minor having one for decreased cooldown and one for an extra charge, while a major maybe increase the area of the airstrike, increase the ammo in sentry, but reduces charges or increases cooldown timer. I mean, there's tons of cool things they could do with this system, even make some exclusive to certain major orders or in-game events. Anything that gives people more choices in their loadout or ships should really be a must, and I actually really like this idea. The minor and major, and the way that they're actually having one negative to one positive as an accumulator that you guys can adjust into your own stratagems, for me, seems to be a really, really cool way of utilizing that, and having changes that come implemented and forced upon from the map itself would be absolutely incredible, and just a really cool way of being able to add that modifier into the game already. Let me know your guys' ideas on this one, because I think this one is going to be a two sides of the fence. You either love the idea or hate it. I don't think there's going to really be a medium. But this next one right here states, I'm so sick of Arrowhead flip-flopping between ultra realism and rule of cool. The G-forces of the Hellpod landing would turn you into soup. The recoil of the HMG set to 750 RPM would be enough to use it as a jetpack. A single autocannon shot would knock you over, but when we want something suddenly, it has to be scientifically proven and practical. Just give us the backpack fed minigun. You don't dare make it like pen. Yeah, so they are kind of leaning on that edge right now, whereas I understand what they do mean by this, and I think that that actually really stands for a lot. We have that sort of point where some things are ultra realistic and some things are just really, really cool, but there is no realism to them at all. They don't want a light penetrating minigun, because realistically, what is a light penetrating minigun? And they do state that actually, if we can have all of this cool stuff, there's no reason to not have the minigun work in the game without having it be ultra realistic. And I think this is actually something that they hammer quite hard in, and they've genuinely got quite a big point for this. I mean, we've got a quasar cannon. It fires out a pulsating laser. You're kind of breaching that line of realism there as well. Anyway, I think that that's something worth taking a look into, and hopefully Arrowhead manages to come up with a method of making it work. Nonetheless, unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, post notifications turned on. Thanks again for watching, guys. Appreciate your faces, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.